Wow, this is great. And I get to have your attention for 15 minutes. Good morning. My name is LaVon Morris Grant, and I cannot tell you all how honored I am to be here and to be on this platform to speak to you and to share a little of my life with you all and why we are here, why we do what we do. And there is not enough words, and I have a lot of words most times, to explain the agility that's in me that is so happy to be here and to represent my children who I speak for each and every day. It is those three people, Marquise, Corey, and Sharia, that I stand before you and use my voice to speak out against the horrific violence that women face every day in their lives and what my children and I went through. But I first must really give a big shout out to such a wonderful advocate who we became steadfast friends, which was Erica Olson, and I am so thankful to her for allowing me. Thank you. And thank you, Sue, and thank you, NNEDV. I so appreciate this honor and this opportunity. So as I get started, I just want you to take a look. I am that woman. I am that woman that we talk about. I am that woman that came through your shelters many years ago. I'm that woman who came through the shelters scared, in crisis, with two of my three children who were 7 and 4 at the time. I am that woman who left a middle-class household. I am that woman who was making $100,000 a year and had nowhere to turn, no one to talk to. And that was because mainly my husband never hit me. He never hit me. And in my community, there was no such thing as domestic violence. There was no language, there was no understanding, and there definitely was no talk about it. And so I suffered in silence, but I didn't know I was suffering. It was just a part of life. You made your bed, now lie in it. He was a wonderful man. He took care of what he needed to take care of, which was his household and his family. But yet I became the verbal punching bag for every bit of whatever he was going through. And there were times I gave it back. So after a while, it just became too unbearable, and I said there has to be a different way. There has to be a different way of living. And I decided to make that step, and I accessed shelter from New Jersey all the way upstate New York, rural New York. I didn't know New York could disappear so fast. I'd never seen so many cows in my life. And I said, what happened to New York? I was only 2 hours away from the city. So I'm upstate rural New York in this shelter. No one looked like me. No one spoke like me. No one looked at me. But the advocates in this shelter, they were so responsive and so helpful, even though we weren't really speaking the same language, because my language was, I'm not a battered woman, because my husband never hit me. And that shocked the advocates because they didn't know what to do with that, or with me. But we got through that time. We got through that time, and they helped me through that crisis. They remained my friends. As a matter of fact, they're still my friends today. And so with that, my children and I, we went through that process. My husband continued to do what he did. It is really true when we talk about when a woman leaves, it gets 2 times harder. Because after I left, that's when my husband began to show more signs of the pattern of behaviors that batterers take on. And what you need to know, after 10 months of striving on my own and trying to pull it together, living under the poverty line after coming from $100,000. Now remember, I only had that as long as I was attached to my husband. But I still chose to make a way. 10 months after leaving my husband, I went back to the home in New Jersey to help him with the children, because remember, I'm not in any danger, and he never hit me. My husband decided one morning to call me upstairs for a meeting, and I go upstairs, and my husband puts a gun to my head, and he pulls the trigger. That bullet caught me on the back side of my head, and it is now located on the right side to this day. And of course, I didn't die because I wouldn't be here to talk about it. Thank you. And you need to know my 3 children were downstairs witnessing their father shooting me. their father, who they love, to be so afraid, of the person who's supposed to love them. He then shot me in my thigh. He then shot me in my butt. And let me tell you, I always say thank God for a black woman's butt, let me tell you. They could not find that bullet. That was really interesting. Unbelievable. That was the bullet that gave them problems. I tell you, that was the only one I had to have an operation for. But it was located. It was located in my stomach, so thank goodness. And then he shot me, and he shot me. The last shot was in my foot, and it broke my foot. But look, I can wear heels still, so. But you know, those bullets did not stop me. Those bullets could not claim my life that day. I ran out of that bedroom, dove down those stairs, got my 3 babies, expecting to die any minute. I grabbed my 3 babies, we ran out the house, ran to a neighbor, and I told her, put my babies in your basement so I could lay on your kitchen floor to die. I don't want my children to see me die. And that's the exact words I said to her. I had enough mindset because I knew those children deserved more and they did not need to at least see that. But I lived. And I'm so thankful to God this day that I lived and that I could use my voice today to share with you all, to say this is why you, we, us do what we do. Because I am that woman. It's not those women, it's not these women, it is us. You have to allow us to be partners with you and sit at the tables with you to do this work. You have to allow our voices to inform you. We cannot allow for that trickle down Reaganomics to come down. We have to work from the bottom up so that it reaches the masses that we are there to reach. Because at the top, it never gets to the bottom, trust me. It never makes it to the bottom. We have to continue to create access for women who come through our shelters. We have to continue to fight for policy, especially on TANF. We have got to make changes to TANF. Because women are dying, women are not living. TANF is not a life. And the last thing, we have to push those last few people to vote and reauthorize VAWA. We have to get VAWA reauthorized. Because women like me and you, we need that. The women may not be able to speak as I do. They may not understand policy. They may not understand politics, but they know what they need in their lives. And if you ask them, I promise you they'll tell you. And it may not be what you think they need. It's going to be what they know that they need. And so we have to create partnership with them. We cannot be mad with them because they have an attitude with us. Because they're gonna have an attitude. Who wants to live in shelter? I had an attitude, I still have one, but you know. So as I finish up here this morning, I just really, really want to give you all and give us all that connection to work with partners and to really help our funders understand, yes, they are funders and we need their money, but we need to help them understand that taking your money does not mean we put the lives of the women that we work with in danger. We cannot afford to make those kind of sacrifices because this is urgent. Women are dying. They're not just getting, beat down. Women are dying. Children are dying. Children are losing their parents. And the last thing, giving honor again to Marquise, Corey, and Sharia, I just want to tell you what a little bit of healing looks like. One, it looks like me, because I am that woman. And the second thing, Marquise, he went on to Morehouse College in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and he graduated with the BS degree. He then went on to graduate school and got his MBA because I was not going to allow our circumstances to define who we were. I was not going to allow my children to be victims regardless of what the experts said. with him being a black boy and with him being a victim or a witness of domestic violence. He then went on and got his MBA. Thank you. My second child, Corey, he's in the Navy, his second or third year, I forget. He's married with 2 children. I didn't expect that, but you know what? He's okay. I'm not supporting him. And my baby girl, Sharia. And I cry for her because that child was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress by the age of 12. She took on every negative behavior she could find that would garner her the attention that she thought she needed, from losing her dad and from losing the life of a family that she once had as being called that princess by her daddy. She was no longer anybody's princess. She was mine, but I wasn't daddy. And to see this young woman, this young African-American woman, make it into Savannah State University, where she's a sophomore today, being the diva that she is, raising all kind of hell because she is her mother's child. And my baby went to an interview to be the host for the radio show. No, my baby ran the interview. She told them what she was bringing to the radio show. And you know what? They hired her. And she will be, as she says, she will be on ESPN as the sports analysis one day. If you want to know statistics on sports, you ask my baby girl, Sharia. She'll sit any man down on any given day. So I'm so honored, and I'm thanking you so very much as I move through this journey, as I move through this life, as I continue to write my books, as I continue to make a way for other women and men, for us to find ways to eradicate violence against women. And I'm just so thankful that I can be that voice for today and allow other women to be able to have a platform on this stage. Because all the women, all those women, that woman, we all need to be up here. Those of you out there, we need to be up here, and this is why we do what we do, because it's about all of us, and it has to always be about all of us. Because the minute we start to divide, that's where the conquering comes in. And we talk about that. We talk about that amongst ourselves, believe it or not. So thanking you and thanking you and thanking you for this opportunity. And please continue on this global course that we are on. I've been speaking for a long time. I've met many people. And I pray that I continue to be on this course to do work at the global level, because that's the next level for me to go to and for us to go to, because sick people can't help sick people. We really cannot. So we all have to find a place of healing. And as I speak at my next national conference for the Women of Color Network in July, which I'm so honored, I hope to see many of you there. I really do. I hope to see many of you there. And we can continue on this course and do what we do. You have been such a gracious audience this morning to allow me to indulge you in sharing who I am with you. And I thank you so very much. And if you need more about who I am, I promise you can meet me outside sometime today, and I'll sell you a book real quick. That's why I'm an entrepreneur. I'll sell you a book. The name of the book is Whom Shall I Fear? A Spiritual Journey of a Battered Woman. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And you are that woman. Thank you all so much. Oh my God. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. It is so beautiful. Wow. I don't want to get down, but I have to.